Rob Keogh had a day that he will never forget as he hit his maiden first-class 100 and then went on from there as his Northamptonshire side had much the better of their opening day of their LV County Championship match against Hampshire at the Ageas Bowl. Hampshire tried to take advantage of the early conditions by bowling first, and they soon had their promotion-chasing visitors in a lot of trouble. Stephen Peters edged a drive off James Tomlinson to Sean Irvine in the game's third over. James Middlebrook was out in the fourth, losing his off-stump to David Balcombe. Alex Wakely gave Balcombe his second wicket with an edge behind to Michael Bates, playing in only his second championship match of the season. And it was 32 for 4 when David Sales also nicked off, this time off low knee Matt Coles in the bowler's opening over. Rule Brathwaite, the 9th Hampshire debutant this summer, the most the county have put out since 1946, almost had an early success. Keogh certainly not aiming to pierce the offside field with that shot. Keogh led the recovery with Andrew Hall, who once again showed what a consistent performer he is with the bat. How his side needed him too. They'd come into this match 44 points ahead of third place Essex, who have a game in hand, and the visitors would have known that a couple more victories from their last 3 encounters would surely be enough to see them up into the first division. They may not need that, but they certainly don't want to open the door to the chasing pack. Keogh, playing in only his 7th first-class match, had never hit a 50 before, but he was closing in on one as lunch approached. And he got there after the break with a couple off Balcombe, which took into his half-century off 99 balls, an innings including 8 fours. It must have been with some relief that he got there, but having done so, he never looked back as he bossed the remainder of the day. The 21-year-old from Dunstable upped his rate as he grew in confidence against a Hampshire side which has again not achieved what it would have liked to in the long form of the game this season. They were missing Danny Briggs for this game and had Brathwaite, the former Durham player, on trial and Coles on loan as they looked to the future possibly. Brathwaite earned his first Durham wicket when Hall on 48, and having added 120 runs with his partner, pulled the bowler to Michael Roberts to again put this game in the balance. Stephen Crook managed just one scoring shot, and this was it, a pulled 6 off Brathwaite, who then exacted his revenge by having the all-rounder taken behind by Bates with a sprawling leg-side catch. But Keogh remained, and with Matt Spreagle also putting in his best performance as a Northamptonshire player, he was able to turn a sticky situation into a good one for the visitors. And how many times have they done that this summer? They are a side which has fought tremendously hard all season long, and they were doing that again here. This was the moment that Keogh will want to see over and over again. A quickly taken single off Neil Mackenzie, one of 7 bowlers employed by Jimmy Adams, took the youngster to 3 figures for the first time off 178 balls. From those he'd found the boundary 16 times, and such was the adrenaline running through his body, he did well to stop running before he reached Dorset. Spreagle gave him some wonderful support in the final session of the day, a session which improved his side's promotion aspirations greatly. But as well as he played, I'm sure he won't mind the attention being on Keogh, who just kept on going. He was seeing the ball as if it was the size of a planet by now, and he was not going to miss out on anything to score off, as he found the boundary another 7 times in moving from 100 to 150 in 79 deliveries. He got there in a flash too, taking 3 successive 4s off Tomlinson. I imagine that he wanted the sun to stay up for several more hours yet, and to keep on batting until he was spent. That looked some way off. Spreagle also had a moment to treasure as he reached his first half-century as a Northampton player. His 4th 4 took him there off his 116th ball, and by the close he'd taken his partnership with Keogh for the 7th wicket to 161. So the visitors will go again on the second morning with a chance of getting to 400 in time to earn maximum batting bonus points. They will resume on 323 for 6, with Spreagle on 61 and Keogh on a remarkable 158, made in 20 minutes under 6 hours of crease occupation. He will have slept well before he returns to the crease.